Okay, so the other video got interrupted, and I'm just going to carry on with a quick one now, discussing the role of Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. Basically, all you need to know about HMRC is that they collect money that pays for the public services in the UK. So it's basically a department in the UK that is responsible for collecting taxes such as VAT, income tax, national insurance, or corporation tax, all the taxes that you know of. And it basically also administers and administrates other regulatory regimes, and including national minimum wage. Basically, what you need to remember about HMRC is that it collects the money and it administrates the way that the UK decides to spend its money. Okay, so two things to remember about this. We've got the comprehensive spending review, which is a concept that you'll need to speak about in your essays. Basically, the comprehensive spending review sets firms' expenditure limits. What this means is that the government holds spending reviews to determine how much money each department will have to spend. So, for instance, the comprehensive spending review basically is this process in which the government decides, it's the main tool for which the government decides how much money goes to schools, how much money goes to hospitals. So it is that tool that allows a government to decide how much money goes to every single department for UK services. Okay, so obviously this is going to have an impact on businesses, because depending on how much money the government is putting into specific departments, people are going to react differently to their spending. Okay, so for instance, we talked about earlier, if the government spends a lot of money on benefits, okay, for people that don't have that have quite a hard time finding jobs and so on, then if they spend a lot of money on benefits, those people will be able to go to Tesco and they will be able to afford maybe certain goods that they wouldn't be able to afford if they didn't get those benefits, if that makes sense. But if there are cuts to those benefits, then of course that's going to have an impact on consumer spending for Tesco. Okay, now the last thing we need to talk about is redistribution of income. So I don't know if you've heard this term before. It's not so complicated. Redistributing income is basically the process for which the government tries to reduce the level of inequality in a country. So what they do is basically try to redistribute money from the wealthy, so from the wealthier people to the unwealthier people. But this means that this comes with a dilemma, because of course if we are taking some money from the wealthy and giving it to the less wealthy, then there might be an issue with the incentive, okay, so with the motivation for individuals to increase their incomes, because they know that a portion of their income is going to go to the people that are not so wealthy. And this could possibly impact Tesco, because obviously if you have a country in which the level of income is redistributed quite equally, then there might not be such price differentiation for Tesco. So redistributing income is going to be something that will definitely affect a business such as Tesco, because in a society in which the level of income is quite unequal, then maybe a supermarket that's so big will try and differentiate its price levels, and they'll have stuff like Tesco Value Goods, Tesco Finest, and all the right brands and so on. Okay, but in a society in which everybody kind of gets a similar level of income, they're going to look differently, obviously, and that's basically all you need to talk about in this paragraph here. I'm just going to leave it here because I don't want to overwhelm you with information. And what we're going to do is you're going to have to watch this video, of course, and then at one point we're going to do a webinar in which you can ask me questions. But I'm just going to leave it here for now.